bringing the people behind our food to life.
Today we're going to take a walk and we're going to check out how we harvest seed. September is a perfect time for gathering your seed stock for your following year, your following season. Here we have some lettuce that has gone to seed. Not all of it's at full seed yet. Part of it is in its flowering stage. Part of it is in its bolting stage, which means that it's elongated, it's no longer compact. And then your seed stage is when you get into the little white flowers that are what I call fuzz. When I'm looking for my seed head, I'm looking for the driest seed that's possible. I'm also looking for my little flower buds. And I'm going to just go in and I'm going to snip right below it and pull it out carefully. I could take the whole plant, but most home gardens do not need a whole plant. They only need a few seeds. So you'll see me only taking portions of a plant for seed stock, mainly because the seed doesn't need, like I said, I don't have a full farm. I have small farm, and small farms or small gardens only need a small amount of seed. So I'm going to put it in my basket and I'll take it out later on and I'll show you how we actually save it from this point. This here is Mizuna mustard. Mizuna is just a leafy mustard and it's very, very tender, great for lettuce, for your salads. But it's also now gone to full seed. This is the beautiful flowers. Flowers always come first before the seed pods. The seed pods are these long, slender seed pods. And what you would want to do is wait until they're completely dry on the stem and then take those. So I'm looking for some nice dry seed here, and this here is a nice stem of it. And as I said before, in an urban environment, you don't need to save the whole plant and seed. If we saved all the seed, I could probably plant a full farm. This is a fun thing to look at. This is a beet that has gone to seed. Beets are something that do not go to seed their first year, so they're considered a biennial. So they come on this year here, and if you leave them in the ground, then the next year you're going to get your seed head from that. So this one has now gone to full seed. All this green, it's not quite ready to harvest on most of it, but there are some that are starting to brown off along these edges here. So really, before I would harvest this beautiful seed stalk here, I would wait until actually these all turned brown all the way down and then come in and cut just above that area. The other things that are also biennials would be your carrot. Your chard is the same way. Those are things that are going to go one season, and the following season they're going to then seed up for you so that you can have your seed stock for the following season. Celery is also that way. So the other thing that's here that's really beautiful is your dill head. The dill head here has now gone from the yellow stage, the flowering, into the dried stage, which is your seed. And your seed is actually really a beautiful thing. You can use dill seed for cooking, and you can also use this next year for your seed. The other thing that's very fun that's hanging right here is an onion that has gone to flower and now has also turned into seed stock. So this is drying out completely. But if you take this seed head, it's pretty dry, and the only way you're going to actually get seed from it is to hang it upside down. But normally you would take a brown paper bag and put it around it so that the seed doesn't fall into the soil and end up with a whole field of onion that you're not able to use. So I just kind of like scrunch it a little bit, and as I scrunch it, oh dear, the head fell off. The little black seed here, this is your seed for next year. So this is all stuff that we're gonna save, and we'll be able to plant these. The next bean that I have here is a rattlesnake pole bean, which is a beautiful purple and green bean. This one here, I am leaving what's left on this vine. I've eaten a lot of them, and right now I'm saving what is left. So this is also an heirloom bean. And so these right now are gonna get fat, and that's what you wanna see when you're saving seed on beans, is that nice swelling in there. And then what you need for it to happen next is that they actually become a dry state, which, let's pull one out of here. So this is the rattlesnake pole at its stage where I can go ahead and save it. So I'm going to put it in my basket, and we'll check with that later and see what's inside of it. So this back one are heirloom Corona beans, which are the big fat Tuscan, what they call a butter bean, or but they're a beautiful bean. And I need to wait until they get to this full-on dry stage. As you can see, there's some in a very green stage. These here, I'm hoping will make it to dry before the end of the season. But these are a dry bean that I use throughout the winter time. So I can eat these, but they're also my seed source for next year. So I'm gonna take these dry beans off of here, because these are dry, and if I leave them on the vine and we get our rains here in Portland, they'll mold and I won't be able to use them. So these are the seed for my Corona beans, and I'm going to save those. This is the beautiful sunflower here, and you always want to save with seeds your largest, your most beautiful, the healthiest plant that you can to take your seed. You never would take it from a very weak or ill plant. That would not be a good seed saving. You want to have good stock when you're doing it. This sunflower head, compared to the other ones in here, all from the same bush, I'm going to choose to save the seed from this particular one. So this is a ready sunflower seed head. You can basically just wipe the top of it, and if it falls the yellow off, in here you can see the beautiful seeds all inside of this. I'm going to go ahead and harvest a few out of this head right here, saving some of them for next year's seed stock, putting them away, making sure that they're dry before I actually put them away. And then I'll use these to plant and know that I'm going to get a very similar sunflower to this plant here from the seed. The other thing you can do is harvest the whole head and end up with beautiful sunflower seeds that everybody loves to munch on.